I decided to do a little more heavy lifting with the extra content videos for Fatal Frame 2, as this is my favorite game and this exercise will really help me to get immersed in this horrifying story. These companion pieces will basically stay on track with what has been revealed plot-wise in prior episodes of my playthrough, and won't really jump ahead into spoiler territory. So as long as you're following along with my playthrough, there won't be any risk of spoilers. Anywho, let's get to this first companion episode. In Fatal Frame 2, we get two protagonists for the price of one, in the form of twins, Mayu and Mio Amakura. In fact, the main Shintoesque ritual at the center of this game is the Crimson Sacrifice ritual, which forces one twin to sacrifice the other and send her spirit to the hellish abyss in order to keep the spirits calm there and not cause a horrible calamity known as the Repentance. Unfortunately, the Repentance does take place as a result of the ritual's failure, in which Yae and Sae Kurosawa take part as the Twin Shrine Maidens. And yes, this is the very same Yae we meet in the first Fatal Frame, though she's much younger here. A bit of a misnomer, especially if you grew up with Western Christianity. The Repentance actually causes the death of every single inhabitant of All Gods Village, and to add insult to injury, wipes the very village off the map. That's why when Mayu and Mio get spirited away in the opening cutscenes, Mayu refers to the place they've happened upon as the Lost Village. But let's back up a little bit before getting too far ahead of ourselves. Why do Mayu and Mio show up here in the first place? We've talked about this before, but it's absolutely essential that you provide sufficient justification for why your characters show up to the questionable places they do. You can't jump the gun on this. You've really got to lay some solid groundwork, or else you risk losing your audience due to unbelievability. And once again, the devs of Fatal Frame do an excellent job here. In the opening scene, we see that Mayu and Mio have come back to the forest they used to play in as kids because, quote, all of this will be gone soon. We'll get back to that in a second, but suffice it to say this place has history for Mayu and Mio. This is actually the place where Mayu developed her injury that presumably left her with her limp. And to make matters worse, this all happened partially because Mio just couldn't wait for her slowpoke sister. Racked with guilt, Mio vows after this never to abandon Mayu again. And a really cool detail related to this that you can actually happen upon in Chapter 1 is if, playing as Mio, you stray too far from Mayu. The camera will actually pan to Mayu and she'll exclaim, "Don't go too far," or sometimes simply, "Wait!" which is definitely an echo to that fateful accident all those years ago. Anyway, let's get back to that quote from that idyllic opening cutscene. All of this will be gone soon refers to the main reason Mayu and Mio find themselves in the forest after all these years. Even though marred by the trauma of Mayu's injury, this is still a beloved spot from childhood that will apparently soon be cut off from them due to the construction of a dam. From documents we can find, we learn that Masumi Makimura was the geological surveyor who was tasked with overseeing the construction of All Gods Dam. We come to learn that he and his girlfriend were spirited away to the Lost Village ahead of Mayu and Mio. Again, this is a nice parallel to how we see our protagonists Miku and Mafuyu Hinasaki introduced into the vicious cycle of the haunt in the first Fatal Frame via Junsei Takamine and Company's fatal trip to Himuro Mansion. Though these people apparently have no relation to the historical families associated with either game, they serve as nice liaisons for our actual protagonists while also giving our heroes and heroines believable reasons for showing up in the first place. Masumi's purpose of constructing the dam serves as the catalyst that brings Mayu and Mio to the Lost Village. If not for the urgency of their childhood spot being imminently cut off from them, who knows when the twins would have come back for a visit. But who could have guessed that their favorite childhood spot also happened to be practically in the backyard of the former All Gods Village? What are the chances? Well, a little later we'll learn more about Mayu's and Mio's daddy Dearest, and that should clear up that mystery, but we'll save that for a future episode. For now, let's unpack a little more about what happens to Mayu in Chapter 1, because something clearly ain't right. Much more susceptible to the sway of the spirit realm than her sister, Mayu gets sucked in by the pull of Sae Kurosawa, one of the twin shrine maidens whose failed ritual brings about the repentance that wipes All Gods Village off the map. In an impactful cutscene in the beginning of the game, we see flashes of Sae superimposed over Mayu 1 second, and then it flashes back to Mayu as her normal self the next, which signifies Mayu's entrapment in the cycle of the haunting. And when Mio actually catches up to Mayu and touches her shoulder as she's oscillating between herself and Sae, we see for a split second what looks to be hands around Sae's neck. And then we're back to normal. Maybe? This impactful cutscene right at the very beginning of the game hints at the fate that befell Sae, which is a result of the Crimson Sacrifice ritual. Wowie zowie, that's some heavy lifting. And speaking of a lot to carry, Yae's ritual duty was to strangle Sae to death while putting her hands in the shape of a butterfly. And seeing hints of that play out as Mio touches Mayu is such chilling symbolism. But again, we'll save some more on that for a future companion episode. Suffice it to say, as we progress through Chapter 1, we see Mayu fall more and more under Sai's spell, and this most definitely ain't bueno, y'all. Now, there's only one more central character I want to touch on before ending the episode, and he only gets a small amount of screen time in Chapter 2, but it's definitely disproportionate to how impactful he actually is to the overall Fatal Frame narrative. I'm talking about Itsuki Tachibana, the mysterious white-haired boy trapped in the storehouse whom Mio encounters while following the Crimson Butterflies. Interestingly enough, he calls her Yae due to the fact that he is stuck in the cycle of the haunt as well. You see, he comes from a prominent family who resided in All Gods Village at the time Yae and Sai were selected to be the twin Shrine Maidens, and from the little that we can glean from his words, we can surmise that he was trying to save Yae and Sai from their fate. And actually, he's the very reason that Yae meets up with and eventually marries Ryozo Munakata and winds up at Hiruo Mansion, essentially trading one vicious cycle for another. I mean, I guess Itsuki meant well, but damn, dude, talk about hindsight being 2020. Now, I'm going to hold off on Itsuki's own tragic backstory for now, but this introduction to him should hopefully get y'all curious because, again, his relatively small role in Chapter 2 belies his overall substantial significance to the Fatal Frame grand narrative. And that's going to do it for this first companion episode to my Fatal Frame 2 playthrough. Hopefully y'all enjoyed it and are excited for more. If nothing else, this is helping me keep everything straight and contributing immensely to my total immersion in this beautifully terrifying game. Peace.